Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Sedro Woolley Rotary Club, the greatest Rotary club in the universe. I'm filling in today for President Carl, who's on vacation. You and Julia are on vacation. It's an honor to be here. So let's get started. Travis is going to lead us with invocation.
Okay, this is by Mother Teresa. The fruit of silence is prayer. The fruit of prayer is faith. The fruit of faith is love. The fruit of love is service. And the fruit of service is peace.
Thank you. Thank you, Travis. Please join me in the flag salute. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the four-way test.
Is it true? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And I'm going to lead everyone in song right now, and I would like to note that today is Raul's birthday, one of our students of the month. So we're going to sing happy birthday to Raul, okay? So on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you.
This is too
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Raul. Happy birthday to you.
There is a card going around the tables for the Stendhal family on the passing of Eloise. Where is that card right now? Okay, make sure that goes around and get it back up to the front. If you could, that would be great. Do we have any visiting Rotarians today? I know we do. Yeah, right. Microphone? Who's got the mic?
Anyway, Leroy Jacks from Arlington.
Leroy Jacks. Any other visiting Rotarians here today? How about guests of Rotarians other than our students? Guests? Mr. Heisman has some guests.
Well, it's my pleasure today to introduce my son, Tanner Heisman, and my daughter, Ashlyn. And it's a half day today, and so I coerced them into coming to Rotary with me. And I wasn't quick enough to also let you know that Tanner's birthday is tomorrow. So sorry, Raul, you got some too by yourself. Tanner.
Okay. Well, happy birthday.
Tanner will be 18.
Wow. All right. Happy birthday. Do we have any other guests today? All right. So, are there any announcements, any committee announcements that need to be made by anyone today? No one? No one wants to talk? Okay, well, let's get right into the students of the month. Carrie, why don't you come on up and do your thing. This is always such a great time having the students of the month from Woolley High School here. It's a special, special day. And I'm going to turn the microphone over to Carrie.
Thank you, and it's so great to see everyone on this beautiful Thursday. I am really excited to share with you our 2 students of the month for Sedro Woolley High School. And we're going to start with Miss Megan Benham. Megan is the daughter of Kelly Hawkins and Jeff Benham of Clear Lake. Megan maintains a 3.985 GPA while being actively involved at our high school. She's a member of National Honor Society and Varsity and Volunteerism Club. She is currently our president of Varsity and Volunteerism and has completed 537 volunteer hours through this club. A passion of Megan's is participating in leadership at school. She has been a member of the Associated Student Body, what we call ASB, Executive Council, each year, and currently serves as our ASB Vice President. This year, Megan took the lead in starting the senior class paying parking spots. Megan has received 6 department awards in math, science, social studies, English, ASL, and CTE. Along with her academic schedule and extracurricular activities, she is also an athlete. She plays tennis and is a 2-season cheerleader. This year, Megan was named cheer captain. She's earned multiple varsity letters and is considered a triple threat athlete. Based on her academics, citizenship, sports participation, lettering, and GPA, Megan recently received the Northwest Conference Athletics Award for Leaders in Sportsmanship. Megan was also selected as Sedro Woolley's Optimist Club student for the month of October. Outside of school, Megan loves spending time with her family and friends. She's obsessed with Netflix, coffee, the color of yellow, and sunflowers. Megan enjoys photography and hand lettering, and the art of drawing letters. She earns money babysitting and has a small sign-making business called Joyful Signs on Instagram. Megan contributes to her community through volunteer work with the VIP Club and with Skagit Valley Children's Museum during their annual auction, summer camps, and occasional childcare. At this time, I'd love to have Megan come to the microphone, share who's with her here today, and also where she plans to go after graduation.
So with me today is my mom, Kelly Hawkins, my dad, Jeff Benham, and my sister, Lauren Benham. And currently I'm considering going to Gonzaga University. Oh, and I'm hoping to study business.
The next student of the month that we're going to honor today is Raul Gonzalez. Raul is the son of Juan Gonzalez and Leticia Barragan of Sedro Woolley. Raul maintains a 4.0 GPA while being actively involved at our high school. He's a member of National Honor Society and Varsity Volunteerism. Raul is currently the Public Relations Officer for Varsity Volunteerism and has completed around 200 volunteer hours. For the last 2 years, Raul has been a Cub Crew mentor to incoming freshmen. He's received 6 department awards in math, science, social studies, English, world languages, and PE and health. Currently, Raul is taking 3 advanced placement classes in physics, calculus, and literature. Outside of the classroom, he plays soccer, and he's participated in boys soccer for 2 years and will be turning out again this year. Back in middle school, Raul pledged to work hard in school, remain a good citizen, and successfully apply to a higher education institution when he graduates, thus making him eligible to receive the College Bound Scholarship. This scholarship will cover average tuition at eligible Washington State institutions, some fees, and small book allowance. In addition to this Rotary Award, Raul was also selected as Sedro Woolley's Optimist Club Student of the Month for October. Outside of school, Raul enjoys playing guitar, watching the TV show Parks and Recreation, and spending time with family. Outdoor activities like soccer and sand volleyball, hanging with friends, are favorite activities of his. You may meet him by chance at his place of employment, our local Dairy Queen. Raul has been working in the community for the past 3 years. Helping others is something he has always been passionate about, and so he fulfills this need through his volunteer work with Varsity Volunteerism. Some unique things about Raul is that he is a twin, and he doesn't play video games, and he enjoys hiking to view our scenic vistas in Washington. I would love to have Raul come forward to the microphone and share who's here with him today, and then also what his post-graduation plans are.
I'm here today with my mother, Leticia, and after graduation, I haven't decided where I want to go, but it's definitely between George Fox, UW in Seattle, and Seattle Pacific University. I know that I want to study medicine because I want to be a doctor someday, so that's what I want to study.
Congratulations, Raul and Megan, family. It's a great, and all the teachers and educators that make this such a cool day. So, do we have a raffle, a wheel spinning activity?
First off, we have number 2.
Oh, we have the lucky table today. We'll probably get something awful. Yeah. All right. Yep, that's one. Good choice.
Number 12.
Yes! I told you!
Risotto coffee, round 1 more. Number 20. That's me.
Oh, it's me!
Herb Chevron, $20 gas card.
And herbs, that's worth $10.
And number 5. Wine.
All right, great job on that. About some Sergeant of Arms work.
All right, so today I got some Sedro Woolley trivia for you. And I want to make some money because we didn't give any last week. We were too busy. Start with this table. I'll give you within 2 years leeway. In what year did Tusco the elephant run wild through the streets of Sedro Woolley? Is that the table's final answer?
This table should know.
This table should.
1908's final answer?
I don't know.
Okay, it was 1922. $2 apiece. Okay. I'll give you guys 3 years of leeway here. If you can tell me the year that Metcalf Street was first paved.
1999.
$1911. Okay. Next question I got for you. And I'll give you a couple years of leeway too. In what year did Mary Purcell Elementary open? Couple educators here. It was 1951. You guys are close enough.
That's also when they built Big Lake Gym.
All right, for this table. In what year was Sedro Woolley's post office, which is still there, formally dedicated? And I'll give you within 3 years. $1939. $2 apiece. Okay, a little different on this one, but in 1934, Skagit Realty Company sold 30 acres with a house and barn near Sedro Woolley for how much? And I'll let you get within $500 of it.
Real estate guys give us $500.
That's it. 1934, 30 acres with a house and barn. Yep. 3,000 is close enough. It was 2,500. I'll go ahead and ask you guys a question. You don't have to pay. Well,
In what year did Sedro Woolley's first senior high school open at the corner of 6th and Talcott?
You should know this, principal. I'm not going to finish like you.
I think it's 1912.
1899.
You've already been here.
Yeah, I know. Just the two of you, but I'll ask you a question anyways.
I'm going to give you my $2. Okay.
Sedro Woolley had the first hospital in the area. It was named St. Elizabeth. It was on the corner of Township and Fidalgo. Within 5 years, can you tell me when it opened?
Sedro Woolley didn't exist until 1819.
How about 1912?
Well, this says it opened in 1891.
It was Sedro, it wasn't Sedro.
Sorry. Technicality. So, in case you're wondering, all these questions came in a bunch more. I forgot how many tables there were from the Sedro Woolley Museum's Facebook page. They post stuff all the time. Great.
Some happy buttons.
Who's got some happy buttons?
I got a couple happy bucks. Once again, the Sedro Woolley FFA track team went to district and took first place at district, which was awesome. And then second, my son was on the district track team for all 4 years of his high school career, so that was pretty cool. And then my daughter, this is her first year on the track team, so quite a track family. I don't even shoot with them anymore because I don't even come close. So.
Happy 5. So some of you are involved in various ways with the Boys and Girls Club. And last Friday night we had our annual gala where Steve Artis spoke. Some of you were there. And I don't know what the final numbers are for sure, but I know the gross take on that was around $260,000. And so all that goes back into the Skagit County Boys and Girls Club. And it's a great demonstration of community support. So thank you.
I have a happy 20 for being in Mexico last week, hot and dry. But when I got back, I realized it was worth more than 20 to miss the election. They had some ahead of time. So 2 years from now, it'll be 2 weeks in Mexico.
That's great.
I got some happy bucks here. Well, the first one is this morning I went over to Central School. They had an assembly for Veterans Day. And I must say it was very well organized. And then they had the parade, that's the other happy buck, and with Mary Purcell and Central. And the third buck is for Phil. Where's Phil? Phil, Matt, your son Matt did an excellent job with all the little guys there. Yeah, he did a really good job. I was impressed with the speech he made.
Hey, I'm a relatively new member here. It's actually my first time talking to microphone, so that's not exactly why I'm happy. And because, and I'm still happy about it. But what I've learned from this 2 months or so is that the more you give, the more time you have. So I'm putting 40 in because I need a little bit of time to show us the backstory. 7 years ago, after we had our second kid, we tried for a third and we were told we'd never have kids again. Long story short, we kind of gave up, but about 4 weeks ago we found out my wife was pregnant.
So I have a happy 30, because I've got a lot. Okay, one is, of course, our students of the month, Megan and Rob. We're so proud of you. Keep up the great work. 2, our volleyball team is headed to state. First in 30 years, they have not been to state. So they left this morning. Our track shooting team, first at districts, just rocked it all the way through the season, and I'm bummed that they left because I wanted them to hear just how proud we are of them. So make sure you pass that message along. And then I just want to share that I love our police department. So anytime I call, you're there. Zach Carroll was there on Halloween morning, passing out little stickers to kids that were dressed up, even at the high school, and they loved it. They loved every minute of it. And then they were there this morning to like do the sirens as the bands left for our volleyball team. Like, we are just so blessed. So thank you. Really appreciate it. Phil, you can come to our Veterans Day. It's tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Please join us. Oh, yeah. Oh, you do have a granddaughter that is the setter and kind of the key player for that team. Okay, but we are so excited. So I believe Skagit Radio is going to be podcasting out the game, and they'll play at 11, and then depending on if they win, they'll play a second game that night. Or win or lose, they play 2 games tomorrow. So. All right, thank you so much.
Okay, I also have some happy bucks as we went to Oklahoma a few weeks ago to look at college, and my son's been accepted there and is going to play golf there. So we got lucky and love the first school, so we want to travel to West Virginia.
All right. Anybody else? Well, I've got a happy 20. Got a few things as well. Last Saturday, I had the opportunity to attend the Pearls for My Girls fundraiser in memory of Sharp Ogadell, dear friend to many, classmate to many from Sedro High School. She died of breast cancer, and this event's really grown to be very, very cool. Brock Stiles and Mike Moserly did a great job leading it, and so Brenda Surrey and Sam organized it, and she is the person who received the Paul Hurst Fellowship last June at the installation. Brenda brought her pin with her to the event and had me pin it on her. She's so proud to wear it and is really, really honored to receive that. So that made me very, very happy. Brock, did you have yours on? So that was really cool. My nephew Blake is a sophomore at Washington State University, and I am really, really proud and excited for him. He has made some career decisions. He is going to get his Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, become a teacher, and then go into the family business of becoming a principal. Both his grandpas were principal. My dad was here at Sedro Woolley, and his grandpa Bill Gurney was in Mount Vernon for many, many years. So I'm very, very proud to play Gurney. He was also elected president of the Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity a couple days ago, on Tuesday as well, when that big election went on. So I'm really proud of Blake and all he's done, and all he's overcome with the house of his brother. So he's loving WSU, and he was the first in line for game day, and he was on TV quite a bit. So here's my 20. It's not work doing this. You don't realize until you're done writing presentations. So for all of you future presidents and president-elects, it's really a great place to be, and it's a lot of fun to do this, leading the best club in the universe. So with that, it's time for early leavers, and I'm going to invite Sandra Jensen up to introduce our program for today. Sandra.
All right, everybody. Our program today is Lisa Andrich. She is a co-worker of Bruce Berglund's at Trico. She's their administrative manager there. And she's a 2018 graduate of Leadership Skagit. And so her program today, she's going to tell you all about what Leadership Skagit is and her journey through Leadership Skagit and what that meant to her. She also has a passion for puppies, long walks on the beach, pina coladas, and I can't remember the rest of the song. But, so you're going to love this program. She's delightful. Lisa Andrich.
just pulling my laptop over here just a little bit closer. When I was asked to do this presentation, Mr. Bruce had asked me if I'd like to share about Leadership Skagit. And so I had to think about it a little bit, and I thought, well, what better way to present it would be my journey through it, as well as to share maybe some information, more information as an enrollee of the program, because before I was a part of the program, I had read about it and talked with a few folks, and I actually didn't know as much as I had gained through it, so I definitely want to just give you some background on that as well. So first things first, and Sandra graciously did already introduce me. I work at TRICO as an administrative manager. I work with Bruce Berglund, who had asked me to do this presentation today, who, as you all know, I'm sure is a Rotary member. That's a fun picture of me and some gals that I work with on some of the TRICO equipment. Very serious business over here. And one of the main reasons why I had agreed to do the presentation, this is definitely a stretch for me, a good learning experience, or good learning to speak in front of a group of people, is I admire and appreciate your Rotary. I've attended various sponsored events, including the auction. Have these images spinning here as a reminder that I was able to purchase a climbing hydrangea, and I won a cruise at one of the auctions. So it was really fun, and like I said, I admire and appreciate what you all do for the community. It goes right in line with Leadership Skagit. So speaking of, I like as Sandra graciously mentioned, I graduated just this last year. I'm part of the Skagit, Leadership Skagit class of 2018, best class ever. So here everybody's saying. Oh. So on that note, so who all has attended or enrolled and graduated in the Leadership Skagit program here? Right on. So you guys can attest, I'm sure, for some of this. And I actually learned a little bit more when I was doing research for the program. So you might be able to zone out or learn something new in this next section of my presentation, which is in regards to Leadership Skagit, the program itself. So I just wanted to present to you the goal of the program, which is to create a network of leaders whose increased awareness and commitment to serve will energize Skagitonians to shape our county's future. Again, in line with your guys' Rotary, I believe. It's a nonprofit program of the EDAS Foundation, who partners with Skagit Valley College and WSU. 9 months, as I'm sure you guys all recall, maybe even longer for us, for current and emerging leaders in Skagit County. Now, one of the components of the program as well is to provide leadership skill training and improvement on leadership. So we learn about strengths and strength finders, utilize the leadership challenge components, that book that just popped on down. It's a managerial tool that's used all over, and they use it in this program as well. They also use 360 evaluation with colleagues, supervisors, direct reports, etc. They actually send it out to those people before the program and then after, again, part of training for leadership. The participants need to complete a project that addresses a current county need and partner with community agencies as a part of the program. Leadership Skagit, they create a legacy of leadership. Graduates continue to support the program and increase the civic engagement. It's a win-win opportunity for participants and the community. I know firsthand, and I'm sure some of you all do too, volunteering for Leadership Skagit's events and the like in the community. It's a chance to learn about the community in this program. You gain a broader perspective of the successes and challenges facing our county. So speaking of challenges, how they do that in this program is they have a challenge day once a month for the enrollees to attend. What are challenge days? Oops, let me back it up here. Little curtains. This is a once a month where the students tour businesses and public facilities, and small groups discuss issues, possible current issues, as you can see listed here, is land development, flooding, overcrowded jail, debate of industry versus environment. So So they also tour areas like the jail, speaking of, or the New Justice Center. They've had lunch with commissioners, high school students, toured the Hamilton, I believe, Janicki facility. Get myself caught up here. And then more about the students. They come from private businesses, nonprofit agencies, government entities, retirement. And they are from either new to the county, like I actually was when I attended the program, or participated, or lifetime residents. For instance, before I had enrolled, I spoke with a gal that had been in the community for over 30 years and said she really loved the program because she didn't think there was anything new that she could learn, but she did. She learned a great deal as a part of that program. And they are also current leaders or new to leadership, diverse in age, ethnicity, and interests. And I got this straight from Kate Bennett, who's the director of the program. And as you can see at the bottom, they share an interest in being a part of Skagit County's success. So some fee that I got in order for this presentation was also to share with you some projects that were done by Leadership Skagit. As you can see here, the Marble Mount Food Bank Storage Unit was done by one of the Leadership Skagit teams. They helped out with Skagit Special Olympics, YMCA Family Fun Nights. Team installed Born Learning Trails in the community. And the Children's Museum Planetarium was done by a Leadership Skagit team more recently over in my class. So now I'll go into a bit about team development. You may have heard people talking about teams that they had in Leadership Skagit. I know I did, and I didn't really realize what that was about. I didn't realize how that worked. So I'll go into that right now. For instance, our class, we were assigned a team of 5 to 6 people. We had about 30 participants in the class of 2018. And I was a member of the smallest team in the class, which consisted of 5. And as a team in the beginning, you're provided with objectives and deadlines to develop your team. So you may recognize some of these my team members, so I just wanted to share with you all. We've got John Howe, who's a bank manager at Skagit Bank, Deanna Peregrina at Sakuma Farms, Kelly Reed here in the middle at Skagit Valley. I forgot I had this pointer. Skagit Valley College at the Foundation, myself, and then Neil Davis, who's an entrepreneur. And he actually changed careers, is very happy with what he's done through this program. Was able to do that, met some people, and changed that, and what he was doing, rather. So an objective of ours was to come up with a name, and that's what all teams are tasked with in the Leadership Skagit program, and a logo. So as you can see here, this was our team name, which was Together We Can, and the logo that we had created. Teams were assigned to create a mission statement. So ours was to set out with the utmost respect through clear and concise communication, honesty, integrity in all our interactions. Our focus on teamwork will allow us the ability to achieve our goals and mission to provide service to others, again in line with the Rotary. Through these values and purpose, our achievements and successes are endless in the community we serve. And I'll quickly go through these. These are our values that we set forth before picking a project. Respect, communication, honesty, integrity, teamwork. Sorry, I hope you guys, can you guys hear me? I was straying away. You got it, sorry about that. Straying away from the microphone. Achievement and service to others. A theme going on here, right? So, without further ado, I'll get into more about our community partner and the project that my team did over this last year. As you may have seen on the first slide, our partner was Camp Corey. Our project was called On Stage with Camp Corey, and you'll find out more why here in the next few slides. So Camp Corey, just to give you a little bit more information on them, and we did interview a few organizations. We did decide on them. The project, as well as the group of people, are just amazing. And you'll see here on the left, we have the program director, Josh, with one of my teammates. We've got the CFO, CEO, Jay and Bruce in the middle, and then one of the facilities manager there on the right. Camp Corey was created in 2005, and it was Tim Rose there in the middle on the right-hand side. His son had passed away of bone cancer. It was a vivacious teen, and he passed away, so he actually dedicated the camp to him. The camp recently purchased a piece of property. It's new to our community. In 2016, it was used to be Camp Brotherhood. Now it's Camp Corey. And they help children from the ages of 7 to 18 with over 30 major medical diagnosed conditions. And it's free to them and their family. Obviously, they get community support and needed some more community awareness as well, since they're newer to ours. They used to lease a piece of property in Carnation, and like I said, just purchased this 200-acre property in Mount Vernon. So I just threw this one in here that I got from Camp Corey. It's a slide of some of the children they serve. They have programs that are therapeutic and unique and awesome for the children, because a lot of them hadn't experienced anything outside of their home and the hospital, and or just mainly even sometimes just the hospital. So you also probably see these flags up here. These are their wish flags that they created at the end of their stay at Camp Corey. And again, it's a lot of times the first time that they're away from their families even, but the first time that they get to experience hanging out with other children that have similar conditions as them. And this is the wish flags that you'll see decorated throughout the camp. They're very special. I might move along here so I don't cry, but it's very touching, the things that they put on there. One of them that's not up there is, I wish that that everybody was like they are to me here at Camp Corey, as they are out in the, anywho, I'm sorry, I think you get the gist. So when we toured the facility, this was an area that we had come across, which is the amphitheater. And here's the stage on the left, if you can call it a stage, basically a small platform, as well as the seating area. Very uneven ground. A lot of them were falling apart. Like I said, you could probably only fit one person on the stage if they could get up the stairs. The next part that we had seen in that amphitheater area was the bridge. As you can see, at least in this section here, it was very unsafe. This area was in serious disrepair. So we knew what we had to do. We thought, well, shoot, this is a perfect project for us. So now I'm going to go over with you a lot of photos of the goals to illustrate kind of what our goals were with this amphitheater. This is the goal of expanding that stage. Like I mentioned, there was one person that could probably, or one child that could probably fit on there, and very unsafe. So we set out to make it about 3 times larger than it was. Also, with you guys probably know about Western Washington weather. Even this summer, we decided to set out to build a roof on that stage so that they could perform in any, rain, sleet, snow. Hopefully not that in the summer. That's when the camping program runs. So as you can see, that's us and some volunteers and other people working on that roof. Additional work done on the roof. And it's also for lighting too of the amphitheater area is why we did the roof on that stage. We set out to repair and or build brand new stairs and a wheelchair ramp. Also, this was one of our major challenges, just to share with you on that, was the bridge. Our original budget and our goal with the bridge, because we didn't realize all the wood was rotten, was to just do a few small repairs as well as add handrails. However, we found out the wood was rotten and that we had to replace the whole thing, which increased our budget as well as the plan of maybe some more time, or a great deal more time out of Camp Corey to fix that problem. Here are some photos of us doing landscaping, like I mentioned earlier, evening out the ground. We had a lot of help from the community. Some equipment that we had to use. Down there at the bottom, those were the seating posts. We replaced a lot of the benches. The wood was donated as well. Now I say building mini rock walls here. I've never lifted so many rocks in my life. This was just one wall, but because of planning and things that were going on, that we had to do it several times. So what you can see we're trying to do is we're creating another wheelchair accessible area to the seating, as well as handrails for that. Now I'll get into a little bit more, speaking of, I mentioned earlier about donations and support, community support that we needed for this large project. And what we did as a part of the program, they gave us tips and things that we can do in the community in order to get help with doing our project. So we created materials for packets, contacted community businesses and clubs, and presented the information as well as delivered the packets. So into our budget, originally $9,600, we had monetary or cash donations of $10,300, and in kind. So what that means is materials, as well as a great deal of that was we went out to the Carpenters Union. And because without them, we definitely wouldn't have been able to build and do all that. And they helped us a great deal. So again, the in-kind was their hours and time, their expertise, and is some materials that we received that were donated. Oh, and you guys, I'm sure you saw, right, the total amount, pretty big, but that's what the in-kind is, $45,560. So, into the fun pictures is the final stage, pardon the pun, of the amphitheater area. Here's some fun photos. Teamwork makes the dream work, you know. Here is that final, if you guys can recall, and I'll definitely show you if you're interested, you know, I'm really passionate about it, the previous platform that was supposed to be the stage. The camp graciously had decorated to the stage with those flags, which is awesome. As you can see, the wheelchair ramp on the right there, and the stairs on the left, and some railing. And also, our team pulled funds together from our own personal money and bought and built the tool shed out there. This section of the camp, like I mentioned, was 200 acres, is definitely a lot further away from the lodging. So we thought, well, shoot, we need to build something or get something that would house like drama equipment and things like that they could store out there. So that's what we did as well. Here's some pictures of the final seating, the new seating, and rails that were installed on that wheelchair ramp up to the seating. All level, new benches. And our bridge. Oh man, that bridge. I tell you, but so now brand new, new harbor, even things that you can't, materials that you can't see, were used with steel materials to help with the bridge that we had built. So that being said, a special thanks to Janike Logging and Construction, because last minute they donated steel materials for us to be able to build that bridge due to us not realizing we needed to. You guys have done home repairs, right? Where it's like twice the time or 3 times the time that you really realized it would take. Next, our final goal, leadership sketch with our partner, due to them being so new to the community, was to raise awareness for them. As well as obviously we received so much awesome support from the community. We wanted to have a venue or a place to thank them. So we had a Raise the Curtain event where we gave certificates to our partners or sponsors that could attend. We had amazing speakers. There's Father Tracy, who was the original, one of the owners of the Camp Brotherhood, and he still actually lives at the camp. We had some sponsors speak as well. And then here's some photos just of the sponsors, fun photos. And receiving their certificates. Like I mentioned earlier, the Carpenters Union. You may recognize this fella, an awesome lady over here. And here's us celebrating. I know it's fun. Now, as a part, the final part of the enrollment of the program of Leadership Skagit is doing a presentation to the community, usually at McIntyre Hall. So this next slide is something we shared not only as the challenges and successes of our projects to whoever would like to attend in the community. It's usually held around June as we talk about our learning outcomes and community leadership skills. So our team definitely thought tenacity, communication, and service to others were definitely components that we learned and were able to gain through this program. Tenacity, because I don't know if you probably had seen the pictures, us working in the snow, rain, sleet, coming upon issues that we didn't realize we would have to spend more time and try to raise more funds for. Communication, you're working with all sorts of, you saw all the huge group of people out there working with various people, and service to others, obviously, again, the thing that we all share that passion, which I'm sure and you all do too as well. So thank you very much for your time. Again, I just think your guys' club of Rotary is awesome, and just another fun photo of a group that was out at Camp Corey. And I actually heard a question, so I brought some cards, and I know Sandra has a card of mine. If anybody's interested in enrolling in the program or just hearing more about it, I'd be more than happy to forward your information. Or I know there's some Rotarians here too that have attended the program that would most likely be able to direct you to Kate Bennett, somebody just to provide you with more information. She actually gave me some to give in the first part of my slides. So, any questions? Right on. Oh, Sandra. I thought I answered everything.
No. So you said Camp Corey was in Mount Vernon. Where is this 200-acre Camp Corey?
Oh yeah, and also Camp, I don't know if you've heard the Camp Brotherhood.
Right.
So had you been there? It's off of Lake McMurray.
Okay.
I didn't know, no worries, because I actually didn't know either since I'm newer to the county. It's where the exit of Lake McMurray, right around that actual lake.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
How many hours did you put in on this? How many do you think you put in on this project?
Oh my, yeah. That is a really good question. I mean, I might even say in the upwards of like a full 80-hour or more. I know we had designated, and I had kind of pushed for designating 4 weekends due to, being in the winter time, so you're not sure of the weather, right? I used all 4 weekends and at least 2 more, and I know some of us also came out during the week and after work and went out there. So yeah, it was, and mind you, not all projects are like this that you would do for Leadership Skagit. You don't, I mean, you can make it as big and small as you'd like. It's just anything that you'd like to do in it. All right. Thank you very much again.
Lisa, thank you so much for your energy and efforts. And on behalf of the Sedro Rotary Club, I present you with the coolest pen you'll ever use.
Nice.
So there you go.
Right on.
Thank you again. Thank you again. I've been involved in Leadership Skagit on some of the challenge days, and we did we partnered with a group like Lisa's at Country Meadow Village. We worked with Museum of Northwest Art, Kids from the Boys and Girls Club. We had an art project, a 2-day art project at Country Meadow Village, and it was one of the greatest experiences that I've had so far at Country Meadow Village. Kids and seniors getting together to create some beautiful art. So anytime you have an opportunity to work with any team from Leadership Skagit, I highly encourage you to jump at the chance. This has been a great meeting. Thank you for letting me lead it. Carrie, thank you for all your amazing work that you do at Sedro High School, and for the kids you brought, Raul, Megan, and then to their parents, Letitia, Jeff, and Kelly. Great having them here. Leroy Tess, it's always a pleasure having you here at our club. Travis, really great having your kids here and seeing how they've grown up and done so well. Happy birthday to Tanner. If he wants to come tomorrow, I'm sure there'll be somebody that can sing to him. And Ashley, great having them here. Card for the Stendals, where is that right now? Okay, make sure you guys have it up here. Lisa, thanks so much for being here. Really great. And with that, have a great day, and remember to be joyful, smile, and do something kind for someone today, okay?